Om Shri Sai Ram. Dear students, I welcome you to this series of lectures on the topic electricity, where we would be dealing with ideas and concepts related to this particular topic. On my very first slide, I have got pictures of scientists who have made their contribution to this vast field. It would be nice if you could go through the life histories of these people at your leisure times. At the very outset, before we begin the learning of this chapter, I would like to draw your attention to few points. Physics is a lively subject. Unless we love it, we can't like it. Now, this is very important at this juncture because the content of physics in class 10 is completely different and not related to the content of physics in class 9. This is an advantage, so to say, because if you can recollect the topics that you have studied in your class 9 physics, and then if you have a look at the topics that you are going to study in class 10 physics, there is absolutely no relation in any way. Unlike in any other subject like mathematics or chemistry, or for that matter any other subject like social studies, there is some continuation to what you have studied in ninth. But this is not the case with physics, and this is a very advantageous situation because none of those topics would be repeated, and this is like studying the whole thing afresh. Whenever we study physics, there is a methodology designed by the prominent scholars in learning a concept or a module. For example, whenever we study physics and then learn about any physical parameter, there are a set of things which make a wholesome contribution to that particular topic, like definition, formula, SI unit, derivation, practical application, and numerical application. So if you would have studied all of these for any particular topic or module, then we can claim, or we can say that we have got some kind of mastery over this subject. So the whole chapter I have divided into these modules. The chapter of electricity, for your convenient reference, is being divided into these modules. So with this basic division, we would like to start the lecture with module 1, introduction. Electricity is all around us as both seen and unseen manifestations. If you are able to see me, it's because of electricity. If you are able to listen to what I speak, it's because of electricity, and so on. The light we see has electricity. Mopeds run due to electricity. The human nervous system is driven by electrical impulses. Atoms and molecular reactions exist due to electricity. One could not see without electricity. One could not think without electricity. The human heart wouldn't beat without electricity. So this makes it very clear as to why this particular topic is relevant for us. Now, before we go further, before we proceed further on learning this, there are few prerequisites that are needed. You need to brush up your earlier ideas that you have studied in your lower classes. I have listed out on the e-notice board here. What are electric charges and their types? What are the properties of electric charges? What is the SI unit of electric charge? What is the charge of an electron? What are the number of charge carriers contained in 1 coulomb? So if you are able to recollect all of these or some of these, then it's a good knowledge to proceed. Else we shall take up one by one. Electric charges, as you are aware of, these are of two kinds, positive and negative. Excess of negative charge carriers or electrons makes a body negatively charged. Deficiency in electrons in any particular body would make it positively charged. So if you add electrons to an object, it becomes negatively charged. If you remove few electrons from an object, it becomes positively charged. Suppose the number of electrons, suppose the number of negative charge carriers and the positive charge carriers are equal in number, then we say that the body is neutrally charged. Properties of electric charges. We all are aware of the two main properties of electric charge. Like charges repel and unlike charges attract. Suppose you have a positive and a positive. These two positive charges would repel. Similarly, a negative repels another negative charge. And if you have a positive and a negative or vice versa, these two opposite charges would attract. This is the basic nature and properties of electric charges. The SI unit of electric charge is Coulomb. Charge is measured in Coulomb. The charge of an electron, you are aware of it, it is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. So the charge of an electron we specify, it comes in your lower classes, in your chemistry you would have studied. The charge of an electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. And now we will be seeing how many charge carriers are contained in 1 coulomb of charge. Suppose you have a coulomb of charge with you. How many charge carriers should be taken so that together they constitute 1 coulomb? And precisely that's where we arrive at this slide, and then check this. This is like a check post for us. So unless you cross this, we will not be able to make out what comes in the next slides. How many charge carriers are equivalent to 1 coulomb of charge? If a coulomb of charge is there and we want to know how many charge carriers put together would be taken as 1 coulomb. It's a very simple mathematical step which we would be using for this. Definitely I am not going to solve you for this because it's a basic unitary method. You know, 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs are for 1 electron. And for 1 coulomb, how many electrons? So using the basic unitary method, I want you all to work it out and then check how many electrons, the number of electrons taken together would contribute to 1 coulomb of charge. With this, we wind up the first lecture and then continue from the next lecture about electric current and potential difference, etc. Sai Ram.